This will have everlasting psychological impact on the child. They will lose complete trust on all the people in the society.
Platform, for example, it takes multiple people in a short duration of time for it to get triggered, and they take it down. If I give it to the police, they have to send it to the social media guy, and they in turn have to respond to it. It's a long process. The whole thing, why this is because they are hiding behind a digital mask.
The basic explanation for social media is to bring humans together. Humans are social animals and communication is a very important factor to us. Internet gave it a huge boom through social media and apps which made sure that we can communicate with anybody across the globe, and this was supposed to be a good thing until a few rotten apples decided to use it the other way. Unfortunately, in a recent investigation, India Today found out that in one such social media app, a group of perverts, a group of culprits were using that particular app to actually spread, promote, and repost pedophilic contents. These are images of innocent children that are being used by these perverts for their own benefits, and they were doing it without any fear. India Today went ahead and did a detailed investigation into the matter, and we are going to expose a certain number of such users, starting with one person. It was actually flagged off by one concerned citizen before, and that person was Entu Patani. Because of him, we took the case and we found out there were actually multiple culprits involved. The initial one, a user ID named CNP3595727754, and then you also had Tamil 11758788824, another user Jenna, another user Funny Things 0, another user Saranya TKS. What they were doing is that they were actually collecting images of children, minor girls, from social media. They were putting out this picture, no fear, and giving crass, extremely derogatory, sexually loaded comments about these children. And they were also sharing actual pedophilic videos that were actually published by Viral Shot 69873, another user called as Yani_lovely. Thankfully, because of users like Entu Patani and others, they were immediately reported and most of these IDs were deactivated. However, there was one more ID called as Zumolax with 3x, and that ID was still active the last time we checked. We did take this case to various experts, and Madhumita, who is actually working as a lawyer with Madras High Court, very clearly mentions that there are laws in place, but there is a huge challenge. And she also said that these people, what they have done, will have everlasting impact on those innocent children.
This will have everlasting psychological impact on the child. The child basically, firstly, will not even know that these things are happening to them, and once they know this, for sure it will have an everlasting impact on them, that was psychological, and they will lose complete trust on all the people in the society. That's a major challenge that every girl child faces in the society. So these kind of things should be very well properly taken care by the government, and these should be addressed effectively. The governments have very well enforced laws and have seriously considered pedophilia, basically pornographic material involving children. POCSO Act 2012, we have the Information Technology Act 2000 and the BNS, which very well covers all these provisions. The only difficulty that the government faces, which I believe is the social media's effect on children with regard to these kind of offenses. Difficulty, as I said, is with regard to the internet, basically finding out who is the offender. So if the government can work around that aspect, then probably we can meet what is required, and we can also curtail and prevent all these offenses happening.
So why are these users not afraid about the law, and what is it that is giving them that courage, that no fear about anything they can post and get away with it? How do they feel that they can do such kind of things and easily escape? Anthony Rubin, who has filed multiple cases, his case is still in the Supreme Court, says that there is a major reason and this thing can be easily curtailed, and here's what he had to say.
Algorithms go based on what you search. If you have a particular interest or something in particular, in these keywords, then it's going to take you to these kind of content. It might be a very, innocent search, which might lead to something like a pedophilic content. And if you constantly follow it, it takes you to, next level. And that content, the algorithm realizes, okay, this guy likes this kind of content, starts pushing you that content. That's when, and that is not good, because a person who initially started, who popped in by mistake, now is going to be pushed by social media algorithm to view this kind of content, which is not good at all. A platform, for example, it takes multiple people in a short duration of time for it to get triggered, and they take it down. If I give it to the police, they have to send it to the social media guy, and they in turn have to respond to it. It's a long process. In this whole process, time is lost, and circulation is, impression is, it goes wider, and the people are viewing it. And just imagine, if this is a kid who's on the other side, how the parents and how will that kid feel, how traumatized that kid will feel. The whole thing, why this is because they are hiding behind a digital mask, there's traceability is the biggest question mark. So once you say if this ID is mapped to this particular user is marked to this ID, government recognized ID, then there's traceability, and there is more responsibility on the person who's posting anything.
The aspect is very simple. This is a very serious issue because young, minor, innocent children are involved. They are not even aware what is happening, and such perverts are using their images and will have all the impact. Imagine if these children come to know of any such things, that will have an everlasting impact on their psychological behavior. Will they trust another human being? That is a big question, and this is why it is a responsibility, a moral responsibility of every citizen in this world to protect their innocence. Divyan, Pramod Madhav for today.